Hi, I'm Shevawn Akers, the new 2nd District Council member, and I have joining me today Andrew Grunwald, Municipal Engineer with the Urban County Government, and Joshua Samples, Transportation Engineer with the Transportation Cabinet in Kentucky. I brought these two here today to talk about the widening and construction projects along Leestown Road. So first we're going to talk to Joshua about the widening of Leestown Road. Hi Joshua, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So can you tell me a little bit about the project and what instigated the project?
Well, the amount of traffic that's on Leestown on a 2-lane facility is it's backs up generally, or at least twice a day, every day, and there's also some safety concerns with some sight distance issues, and so we have it in our plan to try to improve the safety and the capacity on the roadway, and we're going to make it a 4-lane facility with bike lanes on there as well. And so that's our where it came from.
And was there community input involved in the planning and design and that sort of thing?
Yes, we had multiple public meetings to discuss different the type of roadway we put out there. So we gathered input over several years before we went to finished our final design.
And I assume the bike lanes was inspired as well.
Yes.
From community input.
Yes,
and
that was
groups.
one of the things that the public chose to add, or wanted to add to it, and so we were able to accommodate that.
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about the timeline of the project? When neighbors and residents can start to see construction begin, and how long the construction will last, and when they might see a completed project?
Well, we think that the construction should begin sometime early this summer. We will actually be we will be putting that construction with Leestown at the same time as Citation project.
Right.
And so we will begin those projects, so there might actually be construction on Citation Boulevard before there will be on Leestown. There'll be continuing utility relocations on Leestown as there is right now.
Right. I've seen some of that so far, the poles being relocated from KU.
Yes. And so then we anticipate it to last, possibly it will run into 2015 is when we're hoping towards the end of 2015, we're hoping it'll be open for full traffic and everything finished on it.
And so the widening actually begins where and will end where?
We're widening from Greendale Road, and we take the full 4 lanes all the way to Masterson Station Park, which is Ruffian Way, and then after that we'll start tying down to the 2-lane facility. So it actually ends a little bit past Bracktown Lane. And
then they just merge back into the 2-lane
The 2 lanes,
highway.
yes.
Okay, great. And so you mentioned Citation Boulevard. So Andrew, do you want to talk a little bit about that and how this project blends in with Citation?
Yes, ma'am. Citation Boulevard, it's been on the City of Lexington's plans for quite a few years, even probably all the way back into the 80s. We originally did environmental assessment, and that was done in the early 90s. And Citation Boulevard was originally designed to be a road to relieve traffic from the northeastern section of Lexington, which was opened up for development. Currently, we have constructed Phase 1, or Section 1, and that went from Newtown Pike to Georgetown Road. The section that we're currently getting ready to construct is from Georgetown Road, and it goes over to Leestown Road, and then realigns Alexandria.
So that intersection at Alexandria will be relocated, or will Citation line up directly with the existing Alexandria?
Alexandria, that intersection will be relocated.
Okay.
Probably about, I'd say, 300 to 350 feet further out of town.
Okay. And what's your timeline with that project as well, the beginning and how long construction might last and when you think it'll be finished?
As Mr. Samples had said it will be bid at the same time as the Leestown Road widening.
Okay.
And the two projects will work in tandem, and the construction will go on at the same time. Most of that construction probably will not impact traffic since it is a new boulevard. And besides, having people drive down Buck Lane or Mercer Road or Greendale Road, you might not see the construction unless you look off to your left or your right. So
Right.
hopefully that will have a smaller impact than the Leestown Road widening.
Yeah, we didn't actually talk about that, Joshua. So what are the impacts that people might experience during the construction? I'm assuming there'll be lane closures and sections of the road maybe?
What we anticipate, the plan as of now is that we will maintain 2 lanes of traffic, one each direction, and turn lanes at all the intersections. Some of those turn lanes are going to be shorter during construction than they are now, but they'll still be turn lanes. And so there'll be small times of possible lane closures, but it will be constricted to the middle of the day, not during rush hour. But our attempt is to maintain what's out there now with the 2 lanes both directions.
The Transportation Cabinet does have some information on their website about the location of the proposed project and kind of a little bit about the funding.
Okay.
If you want more specific information, like how it would affect a piece of property or how long turn lanes would be, it's probably best to either contact Joshua or myself directly.
Okay. So I want to thank both of you for coming out today. I really appreciate it and sharing information, and I hope that we provided some great information to the citizens, and we look forward to less traffic congestion on the west side. Thank you.
Thank you, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We're going to take a break, and in just a moment we'll be back with Ben Edlin, Vice President of HDR Engineering, to discuss the Double Diamond interchange coming at New Circle Road in Leestown.
As a young kid, Lexington Parks and Rec always had a place for us to do something. It helped me in a healthy way to compete, but also learn how to be humble in victory and to have some dignity when we lost. Learning to do that allowed me to get to the point where I matured not only as an individual, but also as an athlete. I am a product of Lexington Parks and Recreation.
Hi, welcome back. Again, I'm Shevawn Akers, the 2nd District Council Member, and joining me now is Ben Edlin, Vice President of HDR Engineering, and the engineering firm that is overseeing the Double Diamond that will be installed at the intersection of Leestown and New Circle Road as part of the New Circle Road widening project. Thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
So can you tell me a little bit of the history of this project and why it was needed and what brought it about?
Well, the overall project, which is really the widening of New Circle Road, which brought it all about, is obviously congestion on that end of town. Anybody traveling during rush hour along New Circle Road and Leestown Road understands just how much traffic's out there. So
Right.
they saw it as very important to get out there and get ahead of when it starts breaking down.
And so why, I think the million-dollar question that a lot of people have asked me is why the Double Diamond versus any other option at the intersection there?
That's a great question and one we've been asked a lot. The Double Diamond, we compared that to just upgrading the existing interchange, then also looked at about 4 other different options. And when we compared this, running our traffic models, we came to the understanding that the Double Diamond provided a lot better traffic movement and capacity for this project. So it by far exceeded the other alternatives that we looked at.
And I know that there was a public meeting a few months ago in November, I believe, at Leestown Middle School. Have you had other public meetings and shared the information in the project to garner public input?
Well, we do have a web page that is out and people can get on and view. But the public meeting was the first public input that we had. We started this project back in earnest about last May 1st. By the time we got our alternatives together and worked with our project team, the District 7 office, we had to get something on paper to show the community. So the public input we got was the one public meeting we had out at Leestown.
And do you expect to have any more public sharing information meetings?
I think as the project goes on, as it becomes unfolds, like I say, we'll keep regular updates on the website.
Okay.
And then also, if as the project impacts different communities, we may go back out to them and have specific public involvements with those neighborhood associations.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, maybe at neighborhood meetings and the like. What is your timeline? What do you expect construction to begin? How long will traffic be impacted on Leestown at that intersection, and when can we see completion?
Well, the actual widening of New Circle Road should begin sometime early in 2014, and then the Leestown Road double diamond construction on that could begin as early as late 2014. And we look at the widening of New Circle Road would take probably 2 years to complete.
And can you tell viewers exactly where that will begin and end, the widening as well?
Yeah, the widening of New Circle begins just to the east of the Versailles Road interchange. It'll tie into the Versailles Road interchange, and it'll be widened to 6 lanes all the way around to where it's currently widened near the Georgetown Road interchange. And then
That's great.
Leestown Road goes from there in front of the town center and goes out to Greendale Road, and it ties into the Leestown Road widening project.
And so the double diamond will go through the bridge, or the overpass, under the overpass, similar to the Harrisburg
correct.
Road diamond.
That's right. It'll be very similar. Just some of the details will be different, but it'll be very similar to the Harrisburg Road double diamond that's in place today. So.
Okay, great. And that wraps it up for us today. Again, I'm Shevawn Akers, 2nd District Council Member. If you have any questions, feel free to contact my office. The number is 258-3217, or my email is sakers@lexingtonky.gov. Thanks for joining us.